What would you do if, on your wedding day, the person you thought you'd left behind forever walked into the church uninvited? That's exactly what happened to me, and it turned my perfect day into a moment I'll never forget. Weddings are supposed to be magical, a celebration of love, commitment, and new beginnings. Mine had everything I could have dreamed of. My perfect partner, Alex, our closest family and friends, and months of meticulous planning. Every detail had been accounted for, down to the way the flowers matched the bridesmaids' dresses. The day started just as I had envisioned. The bridal suite was buzzing with activity. My closest friends were helping me get ready, laughing and reminiscing about old times. My mom adjusted my veil and told me, with tears in her eyes, how proud she was of the woman I'd become. It felt like a fairy tale. As I stood in front of the mirror, I couldn't help but marvel at how everything had come together. Alex and I had been through so much. I thought about the late-night conversations where we dreamt of our future, the way he held me when I doubted myself, and how he always made me feel like the most important person in the world. Today was the culmination of all of that love, trust, and partnership. But life, as they say, has a funny way of testing you when you least expect it. The ceremony was about to begin. I could hear the music playing softly as the guests took their seats. My heart raced, not with nerves, but with excitement. This was it. I was about to marry the love of my life. And then, as the church doors opened and I prepared to walk down the aisle, I saw him. Jack. My ex. For a moment, I thought I was imagining things. Maybe it was someone who just looked like him. But no, it was Jack, standing at the back of the church with that same cocky smirk I'd once found so irresistible. My stomach dropped. Why was he here? How did he even know about the wedding? Jack and I had a complicated history, to say the least. When we first met, it was like fireworks. Intense, thrilling, and all-consuming. But as the months turned into years, the cracks in our relationship became impossible to ignore. Jack was charming, but he was also selfish. Our love was passionate but toxic, filled with fights, jealousy, and heartbreak. Leaving him was one of the hardest things I'd ever done. I'd loved him, but I knew that love wasn't enough. I wanted stability, kindness, and a partner who truly valued me. That's what I found in Alex. Seeing Jack now, uninvited and unapologetic, felt like a cruel joke. My heart raced, but not in the way it used to when I saw him. This time, it was fear, anger, and a deep sense of dread. I tried to focus on Alex, who was standing at the altar, looking as handsome and steady as ever. But I couldn't tear my eyes away from Jack. He seemed calm, almost amused, as if he knew the chaos he was causing just by being there. My bridesmaids noticed my unease. "Are you okay?" one of them whispered, placing a reassuring hand on my arm. I nodded, but the truth was, I wasn't sure. As I walked down the aisle, my mind raced. Memories of Jack flooded back. The good times, the bad times, and everything in between. I thought I'd moved on. I thought I'd healed. But now, with Jack standing there, I wasn't so sure. When I reached Alex, he gave me a warm, reassuring smile. His eyes were filled with love and trust, and for a moment I felt grounded. But that sense of security was short-lived. Just as the officiant began to speak, Jack made his move. He walked down the aisle, his footsteps echoing in the silent church. Every head turned to look at him. The whispers grew louder, a murmur of confusion and intrigue. Alex looked at me, his expression shifting from joy to concern. My heart pounded in my chest. What was Jack doing? Was he here to stop the wedding? To make some grand, dramatic gesture? When he reached us, Jack looked directly at me. His eyes held a mix of mischief and something else, something I couldn't quite place. He leaned in slightly and said, "I just wanted to make sure you're making the right decision." The room fell silent. Everyone was staring at us, waiting to see what would happen next. For a moment, I didn't know what to do. My mind raced with 1,000 thoughts. I felt like I was standing at a crossroads, and whichever path I chose would define the rest of my life. And then, I looked at Alex. His expression was calm, patient, and full of love. In that moment, I knew what I had to do. I turned to Jack, my voice steady despite the whirlwind of emotions inside me. "I already did," I said. Jack looked at me for a moment as if he was searching for something in my eyes. Then he nodded, gave me a small, almost respectful smile, and walked out of the church. As the doors closed behind him, it felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. The rest of the ceremony was a blur, but it was beautiful. Every word of our vows felt more meaningful. Every smile from Alex more reassuring. By the time we said, "I do," I felt a sense of peace I hadn't known in years. At the reception, the guests couldn't stop talking about what had happened. Some were shocked, others amused, and a few even said it was like something out of a movie. But for me, it was a reminder of how far I'd come. Jack's unexpected appearance wasn't a disaster. It was a test, a final challenge to prove that I was ready to leave the past behind and fully embrace the future. Looking back, I don't regret a single moment of that day. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. And in the end, that's what matters most. So, what would you do if your past walked into your future? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to hear more stories where love and chaos collide, stick around. There's so much more to come. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for updates.